In this video I just wanted to say a couple of words about our black ear iridescent shark catfish. This is our 1.5-year-old. We got him from Rodrigo from Predatory Fins end of 2021, just before he moved up to New York, at about 2 inches. So in a year and a half it went from 2 inches to the current, I don't know, like 22 inches or so. Just slightly under 2 feet, I would think. Maybe even right on 2 feet. And we also have a badly stunted dwarf we rescued from Gerber's Pets in Dayton, Ohio. The one that rubbed a huge blister on its nose that I cut off, but it keeps growing back as a bony or cartilaginous structure. So this guy is about 8 years old, same size. He hasn't been growing in a long time, probably in the last 4-5 years it hasn't grown any. It used to live in the 4,500-gallon tank where African tigerfish and some other bad tank mates took out his dorsal fin and the upper lobe of the caudal fin. So I had to put him in a 240 over there, where our Pima right now. That's where he rubbed that huge blister. And then when I built this 1,800-gallon, it came to live in here. But I'm just pointing out, it's the same size, exactly the same length, almost the same body mass. 8-year-old and 1.5-year-old. So that one is badly stunted. This one is growing pretty good, even though I believe what we get here are the runts, because black ears are raised for food in various parts of the world, especially in Southeast Asia. And the underperformers, the ones that are sorted out as not worthy of raising anymore, many of those make it into the ornamental fish trade, and that's how we get them. So they come already with inferior genes, probably slower and smaller growing. I don't know if you caught it, that's the old one, is the one that's claiming that corner. He just chased Dorado catfish out of there. But anyhow, that's the point I wanted to make. Dwarfs or overall bad genes, bad genetics, I would say count for that 8-year-old being equal in size, or actually this 1.5-year-old catching up to, in 1.5 years, to the size of the big one. We got him from Rodrigo at about 2 inches. We had another one who was smaller, which was adopted out. And the dwarf also we have on the adoption list if anybody wanted him. I think the adoption fee is $200. If I'm not mistaken, these are the fish that are marketed as bassa fillets. You can buy them in the frozen fish section in Walmart and other places, in grocery stores. I don't know if these are called swai. I think swai is iridescent shark catfish, not the black ear, but I mean there's a lot of them. I mean a lot of them are farmed. Even the paroons are farmed for food, and they're hybrids. Maybe conchiphilas also, and I mean many fish from the small Pangasiidae family. Many fish, or almost all of them, I mean species, are farmed for food. In the Far East, Southern Asia. As you can see, black ear is from the same genus as the paroon shark catfish, so they have nice, beautiful extensions on their fins, on the pelvic fins, on the dorsal fin. and very large tail also. The upper extension was bitten off on this guy. I think they even have an extension on their anal fin too. Yep, the dwarf is still defending his space. This is the corner he claimed right here. Anybody who passes through, he tries to chase out of here, which I made a video on, which was very, very surprising. Black ear iridescent shark is even more skittish and more timid of a fish than the iridescent shark catfish. So I was taken aback and by great surprise this year when I saw this 8-year-old being so territorial or defensive of this little corner that it claimed for himself. He doesn't chase every fish out of here. I mean, like the deadnoids and limas are okay, but anything shiny like tarpon, arrow barbel, Dorado catfish, tinfoil barb, even the 4-line Pimelodidae catfish, Pimelodidae blockii. When the 8-year-old black ear is here, he or she chases them out of here. They're beautiful cats, just very, very voracious too. I mean, they're just like paroons. They have a great appetite. They're big-time predators. Look at their tummies. I mean, they take up probably 90% of the frozen fish I throw in there. Between those two, these two iridescent sharks take it. I don't know if you caught it. Right now I saw for the first time that the younger one also bumped Dorado to get it out of its way. Well, that's something. Never seen anything like that from the young guy, from the 1.5-year-old before. But I just saw that. It approached Dorado and kind of nudged it forward, pushed it forward, and the Dorado sped up. Normally, as you can see right now, I see no interaction at all between the younger one and the Dorado. It's the older one, the 8-year-old, that's protecting that corner. Well, that's our little black ear iridescent shark catfish update, or rather black ear shark catfish. Pangasius larnaudii. Same genus as paroon, Pangasius sanitwong-sei. I'm saying sei. I don't know how to say it right. Sei or sei. See, here it is again, just this tiny push on the tummy of the Dorado catfish. But it was there, noticeable.